There are forces in this world that move unseen, energies that vibrate at frequencies beyond the perception of most people. But you are not like most people. You have felt it. You have seen the way people react to you, the way their energy shifts when you walk into a room. You have questioned why your presence seems to unsettle, why those around you either gravitate toward you with reverence or retreat in discomfort. And the truth is, you are different. You are a chosen one. But what does that mean? And why does your spiritual energy scare people? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal may confirm everything you've ever felt but could never explain. Imagine this: a monk sitting in absolute stillness on a mountaintop, his breath aligned with the rhythm of the universe. He has spent years in solitude, peeling away the illusions of the world, dissolving his ego and allowing the divine presence to flow through him. And yet, when he walks into a village, people stare. Some bow in awe, others whisper in fear, because his energy is different. His presence is undeniable. His mere existence disrupts the ordinary.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
And that is what happens to you. The first sign that your spiritual energy scares people is that you naturally expose the illusions they live under. Most people are deeply attached to their masks, their identities, their beliefs, their stories. They have built their entire lives around these illusions and they cling to them for security. But when you enter their space, your energy, your presence, your truth, it shakes their foundation. You don't even have to say a word. Your existence alone is a mirror, reflecting back to them the lies they tell themselves. And what happens when someone is confronted with the truth before they are ready? Fear, resistance, rejection. How many times have you noticed people acting strangely around you? Maybe they avoid eye contact, or they suddenly seem nervous. Maybe they dismiss your words as too deep, or they laugh off your insights because they are uncomfortable embracing them. That's because your energy is unfiltered, raw, and uncontainable. It doesn't fit into the neat little boxes that society has created, and that is terrifying to those who have spent their lives trying to conform. The second sign is that you are often misunderstood. People don't always get you. They misinterpret your silence as arrogance, your wisdom as pretension, your kindness as weakness. This is because you operate on a different level of consciousness. You are tuned into energies that most people ignore. You feel things before they happen. You sense the emotions people try to hide. You know, even when no one else does. And when you try to express this knowing, the world pushes back. It labels you as strange, as eccentric, as too much. Why? Because the average mind fears what it cannot categorize. It resists what it cannot control. And you, my friend, are beyond control. You see, when a chosen one walks this earth, they are not bound by the same rules. Their spirit is older, their soul wiser, their energy more potent. And this leads us to the third sign: you naturally disrupt negative energy. But have you ever walked into a room and felt the tension shift? Have you ever spoken a simple truth that caused an entire conversation to change? That is because your energy does not allow deception to thrive. People who operate in negativity, manipulation, or dishonesty cannot comfortably exist in your presence. Their masks begin to slip. Their shadows become visible, and for many, that is unbearable. Some will try to avoid you, while others may lash out. They might try to discredit you, to make you doubt yourself. This is because your very essence threatens the structures they have built their lives upon. But here's where it gets even deeper. The fourth sign that your energy scares people is that you attract both love and hostility in extremes. Some people will see you as a beacon of light, as a guide, as a source of inspiration. They will be drawn to you, seeking wisdom, healing, and clarity. They will feel safe in your presence, as if they have found something they didn't even know they were searching for. But others will resent you without even knowing why. Their egos will feel challenged. Your existence will remind them of their own unresolved wounds, their own unhealed traumas, and instead of facing themselves, they will project their fears onto you. They will try to diminish your light, not realizing that the only reason they see it so clearly is because it shines on the darkness they have refused to acknowledge within themselves. And this leads us to the fifth sign you often feel alone, even in a crowd. Because the truth is, your journey is not like everyone else's. You walk a path that few understand. You see beyond the surface. You feel beyond the physical. And that kind of awareness can be isolating. But here's the thing: solitude is not punishment. It is preparation. Every great spiritual leader, every enlightened being, every chosen one has walked through the valley of solitude, not because they were abandoned, but because they were being refined. Because their energy was being strengthened. Because they were being prepared to carry a truth that the world was not yet ready to hear. So if you have ever felt like an outsider, if you have ever questioned why people treat you differently, if you have ever wondered why your presence seems to evoke such intense reactions, know this: you are not meant to fit in. You are meant to stand out. Because your energy is not ordinary, it is divine. But let me ask you something: have you been dimming your own light just to make others comfortable? Have you been suppressing your truth because you fear being misunderstood? Have you been shrinking yourself to avoid the discomfort of others? Because if you have, it's time to stop. The world does not need more people who conform. It needs more people who awaken. And your energy, yes, the very energy that scares some people, is the exact energy that will heal others. So embrace it. Own it. Walk in it. Because you were never meant to be small. You were meant to be a force. And that, my friend, is why your energy shakes the world. When you begin to embrace your energy fully, something shifts. You start to notice that the way people react to you isn't just random. It's not just a coincidence that certain individuals seem uneasy around you, that others feel drawn to you but don't quite understand why. The truth is, your energy is powerful, and whether people realize it consciously or not, they feel it. It's like an unspoken language, a frequency that their spirit picks up on before their mind can even process what's happening. And this brings us to another sign that your spiritual energy scares people. You make them confront parts of themselves they would rather keep buried. You see, most people live their lives on autopilot. They follow routines, they accept societal norms without question, and they distract themselves from deep self-reflection. But when they come into contact with you, something changes. Your presence alone is like a spiritual wake-up call, an energetic force that disrupts their carefully maintained illusion of reality. Have you ever noticed how certain people become defensive around you, even when you haven't done anything? Maybe they act as if you're judging them, even though you've barely spoken a word. That's because, deep down, they feel exposed. Your energy brings their suppressed emotions, fears, and unresolved wounds to the surface. It's not that you are intentionally trying to make them uncomfortable, it just happens naturally. Your vibration is higher, and when a lower vibration comes into contact with a higher one, there is always resistance. Some people will react to this by becoming hostile. They may criticize you, question your beliefs, or try to make you doubt yourself. They do this because if they can convince you that you are wrong, they won't have to acknowledge the discomfort they feel inside. Others will distance themselves from you, not because they dislike you, but because being around you forces them to face aspects of themselves that they aren't ready to deal with. This can be painful, especially when it happens with people you care about. You may find that friendships fade, relationships become strained, and certain people in your life begin to pull away. But this isn't a bad thing. It's actually a sign that you are evolving, and not everyone is meant to walk this path with you. And then, there are those who are drawn to you like moths to a flame. These are the people who feel lost, who are searching for answers, even if they don't consciously realize it. They are captivated by your energy, by the peace and wisdom you carry. They may seek your guidance, your insight, your presence, but this can become overwhelming. You might find yourself constantly absorbing the emotions of others, carrying their burdens, feeling drained by the weight of their struggles. Because when you vibrate at a higher frequency, people sense it, and many will try to latch onto you, hoping that being in your presence will somehow heal them. This is why boundaries are so important. As a chosen one, you must learn to protect your energy. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be a source of light for others if you allow yourself to be drained in the process. So ask yourself, are you setting boundaries, or are you allowing yourself to be consumed by the energy of those around you? Are you protecting your peace, or are you sacrificing it for the sake of others? Another sign that your energy is intimidating is that you see through deception effortlessly. People cannot lie to you, not really. They can try, but you will always feel the truth beneath their words. You can sense when someone's intentions don't align with what they are saying. You pick up on subtle energy shifts, on micro-expressions, on the unspoken emotions behind their actions, and this makes some people extremely uncomfortable. Think about it, how many times have you caught someone in a lie, not because of what they said, but because of what you felt? How often have you known the truth about a situation before it was revealed? This is not something that can be easily explained to others. Most people rely solely on logic and physical evidence, but you operate on intuition, on energy, on an inner knowing that defies conventional understanding. This can create tension in relationships, especially with those who are not in tune with their own intuition. They may accuse you of being paranoid, of overthinking, of imagining things, but deep down, they know that you see them clearly, and that scares them. Because when someone cannot hide from you, when they cannot deceive you, they have only two choices: face the truth or distance themselves from you. And that leads us to another powerful realization: you were never meant to live in illusion. Society is built on illusions. It teaches people to ignore their intuition, to conform, to seek external validation instead of internal truth. But you cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unknow what you know. You have awakened, and once you awaken, there is no going back. But awakening is not easy. It comes with loneliness, with misunderstanding, with challenges that test your strength. It forces you to question everything you once believed, to let go of attachments, to walk away from people and places that no longer align with your energy. And that can be painful. But here's the thing: your path is not meant to be easy. It is meant to be transformative. You are here to break cycles, to shift energies, to bring light into places where darkness has prevailed for too long. And that kind of mission is not for the faint of heart. So if you have ever felt like you don't belong, if you have ever struggled with feeling different, if you have ever wondered why your presence seems to provoke such strong reactions from others, know this: you are exactly who you are meant to be. Your energy is not a curse, it is a gift. And the world needs your light, even if some people fear it. But let me ask you something: are you fully embracing who you are? Or are you still trying to fit into a world that was never designed for you? Are you walking in your truth unapologetically, or are you still dimming your light to make others comfortable? Because here's the reality: those who fear your energy today may one day seek your wisdom. Those who resist your presence now may one day realize that you were exactly what they needed. But that is not your burden to carry. Your only responsibility is to be who you were meant to be, without fear, without hesitation, without compromise. So let them be afraid. Let them misunderstand you. Let them question, judge, or doubt, because their reaction to your energy is not a reflection of you, it is a reflection of them. And the more you embrace your power, the more you will attract those who are truly meant to walk this journey with you. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to be a force of change. And that, my friend, is why your energy will always shake the world. The moment you truly embrace who you are, everything changes. You no longer try to make yourself smaller to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You release the need for external validation because you understand that your worth is not determined by how well others accept you. This is the power of stepping fully into your identity as a chosen one. But here's the thing, this journey is not just about self-acceptance, it is about purpose. You were not given this energy, this insight, this wisdom just for yourself. You were given it because you are meant to use it. You are meant to be a catalyst, a force of change, a disruptor of the old systems that no longer serve humanity. And with that purpose comes resistance. One of the most profound signs that your spiritual energy scares people is that you challenge the status quo simply by existing. Society is built on control, on rules, on norms, on expectations that keep people in line. But you do not fit into that mold. You question things that others accept without thought. You seek truth in places where others fear to look. You refuse to conform simply because it is easier. And that makes you dangerous to those who benefit from control, to those who rely on ignorance, to those who are not yet ready to wake up. Have you ever noticed how people react when you challenge a widely accepted belief? Maybe they become defensive, even angry, without being able to logically explain why. Maybe they dismiss your words, not because they have a better argument, but because acknowledging your truth would require them to question everything they thought they knew. This is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of their fear, because deep down, they know that if they allow themselves to listen, if they open themselves to the energy you carry, their entire perception of reality might shift, and not everyone is ready for that. But this is where your true power lies. You are not here to be accepted, you are here to awaken. And awakening is disruptive, it is uncomfortable, it is often met with resistance, but it is necessary. Think about every great spiritual leader, every visionary, every person who has ever brought significant change into the world. Were they universally loved? No, they were feared. They were ridiculed. They were rejected by those who were invested in maintaining the old ways. But did that stop them? No, because they understood that their purpose was greater than their need for approval. And that is what you must understand too. Your energy does not scare people because it is dangerous. It scares people because it is powerful. It has the ability to shift consciousness, to break illusions, to bring light into darkness. And for those who have built their lives around comfort, around ignorance, around control, that is terrifying. But let me ask you, are you going to shrink yourself because of their fear? Are you going to dim your light because some people cannot handle its brightness? Or are you going to stand fully in your power, knowing that you were never meant to blend in, but to stand out? This is where many chosen ones struggle. They feel the weight of their energy. They see the way people react to them, and instead of embracing it, they begin to question themselves. They wonder if they are the problem. They wonder if they should change, if they should make themselves more normal, more digestible, more acceptable. But that is not your path. That is not why you are here. You see, the final and perhaps most profound sign that your spiritual energy scares people is that you carry a presence that cannot be ignored. Even when you are silent, you are felt. Even when you do nothing, your energy speaks. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are a force, and that is something that cannot be overlooked. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the shift in energy? Have you ever noticed how people become hyper-aware of you, even if you haven't said a word? This is because your energy is undeniable. It commands attention, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that is simply natural. You do not have to try to be seen. You are seen, whether you want to be or not. And this is something that can be both a gift and a burden. Because while some will be drawn to you, others will feel threatened by you. Some will admire you, while others will try to tear you down. Some will seek your wisdom, while others will resent the fact that you know things they do not. But none of this should change you, because their reaction to your energy is not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to be who you were meant to be. So let this be your reminder: you are not here to make people comfortable. You are here to awaken them. You are here to challenge the old ways, to bring light where there is darkness, to speak truth where there is silence. You are here to be a force, to be a guide, to be a living example of what it means to walk in full alignment with one's soul. And yes, this will scare people. It will make them uncomfortable. It will make some of them push you away, question you, even attack you. But that is not your concern. Your concern is your path, your purpose, your truth. So what will you do? Will you continue to hold back, to water yourself down, to hide your light because the world is not yet ready for it? Or will you stand tall, knowing that the world has never been changed by those who played it safe? Because here is the ultimate truth: your energy is not meant for everyone. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will embrace you. Not everyone will be ready to walk beside you. But that does not mean you are alone. Because somewhere there are others like you. Others who feel the same things, who see the same truths, who are walking the same path. And when you fully step into your power, you will find them. You are not just one person navigating this world blindly. You are part of something greater, a movement, a shift, a rising of those who refuse to live in illusion. And the more you embrace who you are, the more you will align with those who are meant to walk this journey with you. So let them be afraid. Let them misunderstand you. Let them question, doubt, or resist. That is not your burden to carry. Your only task is to continue forward, to shine as brightly as you were meant to walk in your truth, regardless of who accepts it. Because you, my friend, are a force, and the world will feel your presence whether it is ready for it or not.